Are you an insurance agent that's having your prospects say, I got to think about it, or maybe later, and maybe you call them later and they purchased policy from somebody else? That's the biggest sucker punch to the face and the gut in this industry. And we're going to unpack why your final expense telesales leads are choosing someone else to purchase from. So we're going to get right into it today. 3 points that hopefully will help you attain higher levels of profitability. So let's get right after it, my friends. And I know this isn't a fun topic to talk about, but it's something that needs to take place. First off, the core of this, before we get into the 3 points that are going to help you, is that people purchase policies from folks that they like and trust. And a lot of times we as agents will erode some of that trust by some of the steps that we take. So number one is focus. One of the reasons that maybe they're purchasing from somebody else is because we didn't pay attention to the prospect in ways that they desired us to. For example, we're focusing on the money, the money, the money. And I'm not saying that money's not part of the equation, but if they don't like you and they don't trust you and they don't think that you're focusing and giving them attention, they're actually going to buy from somebody else. It's everything, because you didn't make it about the fix. Here is, you didn't make it about the problem. The problem is the burden that's going to get left behind to the family or their friends. That's the burden. We've got to focus on the problem first. It's like a math equation: problem plus solution, right? And then can they afford this? Affordability is important. Absolutely. But problem has to come first, and then the solution comes out. And then can they afford to spend this to make the problem go away? That's what's going to help you get the paycheck going on. But so many agents, they kind of focus on what pays them, and that's the premium. I got to increase that AP. I got to increase that premium selling final expense insurance. And I'm not saying you can't do it in powerful ways, but when you put the cart before the horse, you're going to get hurt. And so many agents, they lose the sale because they're focusing, my friends, on the money, the money, the money, the money, instead of what matters. And that's the problem that needs to go away. The problem is they need to leave tax-free money to their families so that the family is protected. That is so important. But number one is so critical to you. You've got to focus on the most important thing to them, not you. It's not about you getting paid. It's about you focusing and spending time, by the way, on the problem, like painting a picture so that they can see it, like connecting the dots in some ways when we were kids at a Denny's and they give you that piece of paper with dots all over the place. And if you connect it, you're like, oh, it's a unicorn. Got to be intentional on focusing on the problem, not just what they're going to pay and what they're going to pay and what they're going to pay. If you're focusing on the dollars, you're going to destroy yourself. Dollars are important, but the problem is more important, then followed by the solution, and then focus on what they can spend without taking food off their table. This is going to take you farther than pitching. You need to pay for cremation and burial. Buy it, buy it, buy it. Here you go. Here's three options. And then you're kind of pushing clients into something. It's all about focusing on what they want you to do for them. Very intentional, no different than when you were dating. You got to have your focus on that beautiful person on the other end of the table. And you know what? Slow down and enjoy the journey. It's going to be good. Taking your time is so important. And that's where we're going to dive into tip number 2 here. And that's speed. A lot of times they're not buying from you because we were going too fast. And like I said, they're going to purchase from somebody that they like and trust. And that's a tough thing to think about at times. And even if you're the most amazing agent on the planet, you sometimes will have 3 presentations that are just perfect, but only one person purchases from you. Not everybody is going to come your way and buy a policy. That's part of it. But if you want to have a worse set of odds, well, just speed right through your script, speed right through everything and cut corners. If you were a car and sped through a corner too fast, you're going to wipe out. And insurance agents wipe out their sales careers because they went too fast in a sales presentation. They didn't use pauses in the right places, or they went way too quick, sped over the problem, didn't even really do anything other than you need to spin this, spin this, spin this, spin this, and focus on the solution when the client didn't see the problem to be big enough. If the problem's big enough, they'll pay what they need to do to make that problem go away. They just will. But you've got to slow down, my friends. Number 2 is very instrumental. They're not going to have time to like you or trust you if you're truly going too fast. You are trustworthy. You're a licensed final expense telesales agent. Take your time. Why are we rushing to the next sales call? What are we rushing for? Seriously, the next ringtone, the next answering machine you can listen to for a hot minute? Take those minutes and make them matter. Speed is your enemy. Slow is strong. Slow is smooth. Take your time to get to know that person on the other end of that telesales call. If you cut corners, you're going to call it quits real fast. So speed is going to get you hurt. Just like if you were in a car getting around that corner, you cut the corner too much and you wiped out or blew a tire or hit the curb and popped something. This is so critical. Don't cut corners. Count the minutes. Focus on the person that matters. And that's being slow. That's being intentional. Crazy important. And before we go into tip number 3, what is your favorite lead, by the way? Do you like Facebook leads? Do you like inbound leads? Do you like outbound leads? What is your favorite lead? And we do recruit agents nationally to sell life insurance, Medicare insurance, and annuities face to face, and more importantly, in the telespace. So, free resources for your taking, always at jasonfinalexpense.com, no matter what work family you align with. And thanks to those subscribers that have the notification bell on. I appreciate you. So, let's go into tip number 3. You've got number 1, you got to focus on the problem. Number 2, slow down. Don't speed through everything, right? If you were speeding through a stop sign, well, eventually you're going to get pulled over. In this industry, you're going to get pulled over and probably out of the business because let's face it, 90% of the industry fails out because maybe they didn't focus on the problem. They were focusing on this pays me, I got to increase premium. Nobody likes that. Number 3 is very important. We've got to be fully connected to the client. Number 3 is so foundational to your success. When they're not buying from you, did I make it about the person on the other end of the phone line? Was I distracted by my dummy box? I'm talking about the phone. I'm talking about the dings going off that are distracting you. The client knows if you're for them or if you're just on the phone. No different than if you're married, gentlemen, and your wife knows that you're focusing on her that entire dinner and everything else just is noise out here. She knows. Your prospects know if you're paying attention to them. And if you're not paying attention to them, you know what? Somebody else will. All right. You've got to focus on that person across the table from you with confidence and competence in your industry. You've got to know what you are capable of. You've got to know that you are that solution. You are that strength to solve their problem. You've got to stand tall, my friends. Even if you're brand new, you've got to stand tall. You've got to train with giants in the industry that can give you that competence. And then eventually you're going to be more competent as you move forward, but you've got to be fully connected to the prospect. You can't be playing around on a chat here and looking at your Facebook and watching a YouTube video and your kids are walking in and your dog's a yipping and you're trying to sell a policy over the phone using exclusive leads. You're going to exclusively be out of the industry real fast. You've got to free yourself from distractions. You've got to be fully connected. Laser-like focus is so critical because if they don't like you and they don't trust you, they won't transact with you. Because let's say you did the greatest presentation on the planet. You were focused on the problem. You uncovered the right solution. You know they can spend it. Number 2, you slowed down. You sincerely focused on them. You didn't cut any corners in your script. You followed the right metrics. But if you're not fully connected to them, they still won't like you or trust you. And they're going to say, I'm going to buy from somebody else. That's going to beat you in the face really brutally in this business. You've got to be one that says, you know what? No distractions. I can't have any outside noises distracting me because I'm going to be fully connected to this beautiful prospect that hopefully will buy from me because I'm the best handshake to take care of this great person. I'm the best solution and they're going to feel it. They know that you're for them and they know when you're either fully connected or you're distracted by all these things. And even if you're the best agent, if your dogs are yipping, your kids are making noise, and I love my kids, I love my dogs over the years, let me tell you, love them to death, but they can't be making noise or the person's going to be like, ooh, doesn't smell right. And they'll spend their money with someone else. So focus on these 3 things, my friends. It's so important. You can be more capable of closing final expense telesales calls than you may know by just sincerely focusing on the problems, being that solution, not going too fast so that you can be fully connected to your leads and to your prospects, and hopefully you'll have more powerful conversions. And I hope this serves you, my friends. If you need a work family to call a home, or you need any free resources, or maybe some good lead holes as well, reach out at jasonfinalexpense.com. We'd be more than happy to help you. And I hope this video is what you need, because they will buy from folks that they like and that they trust. And then you know what? You may get what you want in the end. I hope this serves you. Remember, my friends, you've got what it takes. Have a big old smile, and let's go sell some great people by solving the problems. We'll see you soon.